You know, I would do the thing, but I feel like I've done it to death recently. So, oh well. I still love this mask. Oh, what's good, YouTube land? It's time for another Star Wars lightsaber review. And yes, I will wear this forever until I'm physically not able to wear it. Today, I finally did it. I spent way too much money, and we're taking a look at a Force Effects Elite lightsaber. This one particularly, in Darth Revan's. There it is, fully in shot. You can just tell it's a slightly different shaped box than before. A little bit shorter, a little bit not quite a rectangle. I guess for comparison, there you go. That's as good a comparison as, basically. So yeah, a bit shorter, bit taller, slightly different shaped. Now let's find out if if it was worth it. So up here we have obviously the Black Series with a nice picture of Darth Revan right there. We got stuff about the lightsaber. You got the picture of the lightsaber. Force Effects Elite. Darth Revan, Force Effects Elite lightsaber. On the side, you got nothing. On the bottom, you got a bunch, that much of nothing. Do. Bing. Get myself in there. And on the back, you have a bunch of stuff about the lightsaber. One of the features being authentic lightsaber sound effects, color changing blade, blast deflection effect, wall cutting effect. Yeah, wall cutting effect. And it gives a little blurb, not about Darth Revan, but combining advanced LEDs, amplified sound technology, the Force Effects Elite lightsaber is the most authentic Force Effects lightsaber yet. And there's things like a real metal hilt, a display stand support, and a removable kyber crystal. So, yes. We will dive into this. We will open this up in a second, but I am a massive nerd and I want to be a nerd for a second. So, if you're not familiar with Darth Revan, he showed up in these games. These are the Knights of the Old Republic, 1 and 2. He's more predominant in the first one. And if you don't want spoilers for these games, feel free to skip ahead to this to whatever time code. I probably won't post it because I'm lazy like that, but feel free to skip ahead of this section if you don't want. There won't be too heavy spoilers, but yeah, let's dive into a bit of the lore behind his lightsaber, because the lore behind him and his lightsaber are kind of interconnected, really. I'd say more than any other Jedi or Sith, his lightsaber is kind of very important in this lore. So, Darth Revan started off his career as a Jedi with a blue crystal. And which was surprising for me to hear. Surprising to hear, because you don't see that at all in the games. But yeah, he started off with a blue crystal, and for the most part, the start of his career was like most Jedi. But there was one specific point where his faith in the Jedi kind of started to fade away, so to speak. And it was basically the Mandalorian War, the time where the Mandalorians, made famous nowadays by like Boba Fett and the TV show, which is awesome, but I have yet to finish watching. But they were conquering planets, and the Jedi of the time, the Jedi Council, refused to do anything about it. Like Revan, his apprentice, because he was just becoming a Jedi Master at the time, his apprentice Malak, they wanted to stop the Mandalorians, basically. They wanted to go help. Because evidently that's just the kind of Jedi Revan was. He just wanted just. But the Jedi Council said no. They wanted to wait it out, see what happened, let the Force dictate what they should do. But Revan and Malak refused. So they took a bunch of Jedi and they defied the Council and they went to fight the Mandalorians in the Mandalorian War, which caused a bunch of other problems, but we won't get into that. And at that point, his faith in the Jedi sort of broken a bit. Revan's crystal actually went from blue to purple. I guess it's so connected to him that it actually felt his feelings. And instead of him bleeding it, like you would to get a red crystal, with that, if there are no synthetic ones, his crystal kind of turned color on its own and became purple. So after the Mandalorian War, they stopped the Mandalorian War. Revan was, you could say, captured or found a Sith Lord who was in beyond the Outer Rim, which the Outer Rim in Star Wars terms is like the farthest section of space that's known. So basically, outside of known space, you could say he was captured by a Sith Lord, and he was broken and basically rebranded himself Darth Revan, and Darth Malak. And he picked up a second red bladed lightsaber, which, when you look at it, it's hilarious how cheap the second lightsaber he picked up, because this one, the one we have down here, is the one he's kept for basically his whole life. But he picked up a second one, which just looks incredibly plain, and is also where we get the famous Darth Revan, one lightsaber in each hand, crossed arms pose, because he picked up a second lightsaber. So he started to be a Sith, did Sith things until basically the start of the game, where here, the spoiler bit, Malak, in common Sith tradition, betrayed Revan, attempting to claim his title of Darth, but wasn't able to kill him. Not quite, because the Jedi, who were also hunting him, captured him, or I guess you could say recaptured him, so to speak, and I guess using the Force, they somehow basically erased his memories of him being a Sith. They basically gave him amnesia. They blocked some of his memories. So in his mind, he was no longer a Sith. And at that point, he abandoned his purple crystal and decided to use a green crystal. Which, like, geez, he's freaking used all the colors of the rainbow at this point. But as these things go, it didn't last long. He eventually regained his memories. But at that point, he didn't turn evil as such. He sort of developed like a weird version of split personality where he had both the good and light side fighting inside him. Where, like, he wasn't truly good anymore, but he also wasn't truly evil because he wanted to stop the Sith that had created him. But at that point, he did return to his purple crystal. It's just like, do they just keep their crystals lying around? It's like, oh, well, I guess I'm doing this in my life now. Might as well grab my old crystal. And then we don't see him. I'm not going to spoil the game, but after the game, we don't see him again until Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO, where he does play a factor in sort of the post-credit stuff, which we find out what happened to him at that point. So, with the spoiler bit over, and me rambling for too much, let's actually open this bad boy up. Funny enough, the store I bought this from had actually removed the lightsaber from the box, so they'd already opened the box, took it out and put it in the back just so nobody could steal it, which makes sense. So it has been reclosed for the sake of getting it from that store to where it is right now, my living room. But yeah, now it's time to reopen the box. And the one, I already mentioned this, the one thing that makes this whole thing worth it, no styrofoam. If you watch enough of these videos, you know how much I hate the fact that regular Force Effects lightsabers have styrofoam in their boxes. This, no such worry there. Just straight plastic. And that makes it all worthwhile. So here's the inside of the box. We got the blade up there, the hilt right here, some instructions, some other stuff. Oh, let's get this friggin' thing open. Where's the... Oh, there's... Okay. I don't know where to begin. So, here we have instructions with a nice picture of Revan. Yeah, I don't really need instructions. Here we have an actual kyber crystal. Well, sort of. Maybe I do need instructions because we actually have a kyber crystal. Cool. And this is also, the hilt. That's the, ooh. I like the feel of the hilt already. These bits. Also, we just have to talk about, like, look how fucking fancy this thing looks. The polished metal, the sort of blades, which I imagine if you did actually open. Tripod of doom there. Like, I don't want to say that the lightsabers in the Old Republic were a lot fancier than they were in the movie trilogy. But I kind of want to... I do have that feeling. I do that most of the lightsabers in the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the sequel trilogy, I feel were a lot more form and function over design. There were some, like Mace Windu's, Palpatine's, for example, that still cared about design, but I don't know, something about this screams like style, because there weren't really a lot of Jedi or Sith like during the Old Republic, especially after the Jedi Civil War. Because right after the Mandalorian War, there was a Jedi Civil War, and the Jedi got nearly wiped out. So, like, they weren't in combat all the time, so I feel like they didn't... maybe I'm talking out my ass. But here we have the blade. standard Force Effects blade. I have to find the batteries. We have a stand with yes, we have. I believe it rests like this, and that is a completely different stand. Oh, was that magnetized? That's not exactly. Oh, it sort of locks in. I can see that. It's strong enough. It doesn't even fall. But this is a completely different stand than the regular Force Effects ones. So that's one cool thing about the Elite, I guess. Don't know if I'm actually gonna use this, so I'll probably leave it in the box. I have to find the batteries, or at least the. Oh wait, I think it's in the hilt already. The sort of battery compartment. Oh, you stay there. So, I believe you have to unscrew. Yes. Okay. And surprisingly, it takes AA batteries, which I only have one other one that does that, which is Anakin's. That's another thing, I guess, when you go up in price. But let's face it, the lack of styrofoam is in itself worth the upscale in price. That by itself, it's like, yes, I will pay to not have styrofoam. All right, so I believe this goes there. And does this work without the kyber crystal? Because this is a removable blade, so it should have sound effects without. Yes, it does. So, and just like look at this thing. Like this thing is beautiful. Like the knives. All right, let's insert the kyber crystal. Surprisingly, this doesn't have. Well, I guess it's. I don't know if that should be a surprise, but it doesn't have a way to attach to a belt clip or a belt clip that came with it. So pop that out. Let's pop the kyber crystal. Which way does it go? And if I... Nope, it doesn't. Hold on. Hold the phone. Am I... Maybe I do need instructions for this. I never thought I would need instructions for a move. I'm... Do I... I am actually... Excuse me while I fiddle around with this expensive toy. Okay. So we can do that. How do I... How do I change the color? What? I'm confused. I'm still confused. These instructions do not help. So, if I'm to be correct, it does legitimately just sit there. No. I can't fucking figure this out. Excuse me while I play stupid for a bit. Do I actually need the kyber crystal in here? Because... Fine. Okay, I feel like I don't. I get it. The kyber crystal is, I think, just to hold it. Is to put in there if you don't want the blade in. Okay. I think that makes some sense. Yeah, the kyber crystal is just for show. Yeah. Okay. So, as you saw, the button, I've switched it to red now. But if I hold... Nope, I have to hold both for the... So that's deactivating. I want to show that if I hold both buttons, the color changes to purple. Actually, surprising, I think looks less... No, it's starting to look a bit more pink. But, yeah, you can... Okay, that's pretty awesome. You gotta admit. And unfortunately, it is a bit awkward to... Oh. Huh. Hold on. Why did it deactivate? Oh, I can lock it in place. By pushing down and twisting. And then... Okay. That locks it in place. Didn't know about that. But as I was saying, it is a little bit awkward to hold at the tip, at the right here. It's really feels like it's designed to be a one-handed, like it's not. And I don't one-handed sword, you know. Like we'll get to comparisons in a second, but yeah, this really feels like it's the only place you can hold it is right here, where these curve in. Because if you're trying to hold it here, this just I don't feel like I have a good grip on it unless I hold it like this. Even that doesn't feel good, I'm gonna say, but it's not too heavy. I think I can one-hand it. I like that the sound is different when switching from purple to red and back and forth. Like that sound going to red is a very aggressive sound, which you would expect, but going back, it's very sort of soft, almost. And I just want to show I have to get the tip on the screen because there are effects. If you press the second button by itself, you get blast or reflect noises and lights up and down the blade. And if you hold it, you get a rainbow effect. Can you see that very well? Which is supposed to be cutting through metal, I guess, pulling a Qui-Gon on a door. And it does the same thing in red. I don't know if I'll turn the light off to how well you can see. You know what? Just for the sake of it, even though this is incredibly awkward, I'm just gonna turn off the light for 1 second. Just to give you guys a good demonstration. See? The light show at the tip. And if I do it in purple. There you go. So we'll turn the light back on and we'll do comparisons. So, yeah, we got quite a few surrogate penises, lightsabers, to show off. And also, it does the same effect when you strike it. So, let's see. First down the list. Come on, phone. Fuck off. We got Anakin's. So we got the Youngling Slayer. We got Mace Windu's. Yep, they're definitely different shades. This one's more pinkish, but this one's more straight purple. Which is actually nice that they're different colors. But let's just show you a straight size, hilt to hilt. Although, This one's kind of cheating with the little blades popping up. Let's go. Dooku. Let's compare the reds. Yeah, about the same shade. Yeah, pretty much. Same shade of red. Obviously, you have to do it like that. And this video is taking, whoops, longer than I expected. Kit Fisto, my most recent purchase before this one. Next up, Luke Skywalker. It was definitely almost the longest. If you don't count the little prongs, if you just go, there you go. And last one. Darth Maul. I'm not counting the combination. We just there you go. So I guess my final thoughts are the things that this does that the regular one can't. Are they worth it? The blade, the color changing, I would say so, because with Revan you want something to represent both the light and the dark, because he definitely represents both of those. So I really like the color changing. It's a cool gimmick. Ahsoka Tano's also has it, where color changes from blue to white, which surprises me because, in my opinion, when I think of Ahsoka, I think of green lightsabers. But she did rock blue and white at different points in her career. Also, what's amusing to me is this was the first time they've done a lightsaber for a non-movie character. If you think about it, and all the previous ones were movie-based characters. This one, Darth Revan hasn't been in a film yet. Although he might be if they're actually doing Old Republic movie. So that would be cool to see if Revan does eventually make it to the big screen. But now they've just gone on a trend of non-movie-based characters. Ahsoka Tano, all cartoons. The Dark Saber only shows up in cartoons and the Mandalorian TV show. I don't even know what they have planned after it, because I haven't seen leaks of it yet. But I like this trend to more characters that aren't in movies. And plus, frankly, we just need more purple lightsabers in general. And I do heavily appreciate that this is actually a different shade of purple than Mace Windu's, because Mace Windu's is more screen accurate. I'm guessing this is more video game accurate. I don't know what shade of purple you would call this. Closer to violet, maybe? I don't know. I'm probably wrong on that point, but the color changing blade at the tip, this thing, I could take it or leave it. In my opinion, it's not necessary, because the only Jedi, at least in the movies, who's ever sort of done that with a lightsaber. Actually, I'm probably wrong about that, but the most famous Jedi to cut through metal was Qui-Gon. If you release a Qui-Gon one, which they should, I can see it having that effect. But this, it feels like it's completely unnecessary. the sort of rainbow effect, because I don't know how well it comes off on screen. And frankly, the rainbow, no lightsaber's ever done that. I'm not 100% certain, but I am mostly certain that no lightsaber has ever done that. They probably stayed the same color when they're stabbed into something to, like a piece of metal or a door. But I appreciate the removable blade feature, although it did confuse me at the start because this kyber crystal was highly unnecessary. I just do this thing for the once. Because as cool as the idea of the kyber crystal, it's a useless accessory to have. Because all it does is sit there. Does it even? Can I even fit the this little blade cover? Can I even fit it? No. Because this thing... Okay. Let's try, at least. Yeah, it doesn't really. Oh, okay. Well, I'm wrong. Can't screw it. Can you screw it all the way down? Almost. It's getting very tight, but there you go. But besides that, it's kind of pointless. It's cute addition, but I find it, yeah, kind of pointless. So, is that worth it? Does all this stuff, the extra sound effects, the removable blade, the nice display stand, the lack of styrofoam, does that justify the increased price tag? Well, I can't judge for you. All I can say is I have it now. I wanted it. I finally spent the money on it. So if you can't justify the price, I completely understand. But for me, I had to get Darth Revan's lightsaber. Because it's fucking Darth Revan, he's awesome. I do, however, wish I could wear it on my belt. So, let's do one last close-up of just the design of it. Give you a good once-over. It looks cool. If you like the look of this lightsaber, it might be worth it to you. If you're a big enough fan of the video games, it might be worth it. I definitely want them to do, well, Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon's one I've been hoping for a long time. But I hope this leads them to do more, like, non-movie extended universe. Let's just go with the extended universe. Yeah, extended universe lightsabers. Because there's, do I have the picture? Not that. Not that. Never mind. Whoops. I want to... I've shown this picture before. I'm just going to show it one last time. If you've been to my streams, I've mentioned this countless times, but one of my absolute favorite lightsaber designs that is only been in the expanded universe in Star Wars: The Old Republic is, if I can fit it on screen. It's so fucking... Come on. Like, I have to shrink it so far. This one right here. This belongs to Darth Malgus, who was a Sith in Star Wars: The Old Republic. That is his lightsaber, and that is probably in my top 3 favorite lightsaber designs. Maybe my favorite lightsaber design. Because just look at the size of those basically hand guards. Like, they're freaking giant knives. They're it looks so cool. And I really hope that if they do more video game characters, they can eventually do that one. I feel it might be unlikely, but a boy can dream. A 28-year-old autistic boy can dream. So, yeah. That's it for this video. It's been quite a bit rambly, but I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I don't know if I've convinced you to pick this up, but I hope that you take a second look at it and decide for yourself whether this lightsaber, it will be a fine addition to your collection, as it is mine. Jedi scum. So, until next time, may the Force be with you. And I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku. So, other General Grievous references and things, and keep it weird. Bye. So, I'm filming this amendment to the review about a day after, and okay, I have to, within less than a day of casually playing with this, which is probably a bit more extreme than people would play, it's broken already. Yep, green button no longer works. Can't switch. Can't do it. Can't do the stab. Which, so I'm just stuck with a purple, which would be fine if I just bought it for a purple, but and from what I can tell, I wish I had read reviews of this before I bought it, because I'm not the only one this has happened to. From what I've read on even Reddit, multiple people have had the green button not working, the color changing not working right out of the box. Apparently, it's just a common issue with this thing. So, I'm probably not going to keep this thing, to be honest. I would like to get a new version and hope it wouldn't break, but I don't trust this thing anymore. I wish I could. Okay. And before anyone ever comments, I did figure out how this thing works. So, it's a bit more than superfluous. If you actually if you push it in and twist, the lightsaber will actually light up the crystal, and then if you remove it, it transitions from red to purple, or purple to red in this case, which happened a lot faster than I expected. So you can actually light up the crystal. That is actually pretty cool. Will it eventually fade out? You can turn it off. So there you go. Very short amount of purple light before it see it change red in real time. There you go. So, okay, I'm willing to give this thing a little bit more credit than I was in my initial thoughts, but so it's really a disappointment because I wanted to love this lightsaber, but I mean, if it didn't have the light up gimmick, then we wouldn't be having a problem, or the color changing. But apparently, people suspect that it's a problem with a loose wire, and I'm guessing the fact that I played with it by hitting it against something caused the wire to come loose. So I'm most likely partially responsible, or completely responsible. But how was I supposed to know not to do that? Oh well. I guess that's all I have to add to this video, so there you go. I guess I can't really recommend this if it's getting a break. Apparently people are also having problems with it actually igniting. Like some people's wouldn't work out of the box, or only lit that much of the blade. And like from what I saw, you would have to stick a rubber band around it to actually make it work, but that really is unfortunate that this thing is so prone to not working properly. So, I got out of it as much as I could. I'm willing to give Ahsoka's lightsaber a go because A, it has 3 colors, the blue, the green, and the yellowish green of her second lightsaber. But if I don't know when I'm going to pick it up, probably not soon, but if I decide to and it doesn't work for me, I think I'm pretty much going to be done with collecting these because okay, I didn't mention how much it costs up front, but I mentioned now $379.99 Canadian before tax, so $420. $429 to be specific. That's a lot of money to work, and it works. It just doesn't do everything it says it can. So I can't feel good about playing it with it. Like I want to keep it for just the purple lightsaber because that's awesome. But I'm not truly satisfied without the color changing and the melting effect. So it leaves a really kind of sour tone, unfortunately, my final thoughts on this thing. So even though it's awesome, it's really probably hard to get one that actually works properly. So, I really don't want to say stay away from this thing, but also it's become a hard thing to recommend. So, yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. I hate to have a downer ending, but may the Force be with you. Keep it weird. I know I did before, but this is now the end. Bye.